Welcome to Live Edge, episode number next. I'm Amy.
I'm Matt.
He was doing the face.
Welcome to the show. All right, tonight we're going to recap.
You were doing the face so that you could, like, what do they call it? You trick them in clickbait.
Clickbait.
So that was your watch bait.
Hey, Instagram as well. We had Tools and Tailgates event in Franklin, Tennessee, and it went absolutely fantastic. If you weren't there, you missed out.
It was fun.
We met some amazing people. Some of you guys that we've been talking to for years on here, we were able to meet face to face. And we're doing another one in Kansas City. There's an RSVP and more info link in the description of this YouTube video if you want to check that out. After the stream, if you're on Instagram watching, you can go over to the stream and watch it.
Before you get going, Rough Tony, hello from Virginia.
Well, hello,
I made
Rough Tony.
my first sale.
Fantastic, man.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Y'all congratulate them.
That is awesome.
It's fantastic.
All right, so what is Tools and Tailgates? Well, it was her brainchild. She decided one day, I don't even know how you come up with the idea. How'd you come up with this idea?
We were talking about ways to have community. We were trying to figure out some type of way where we could build on our community, because we have a Facebook community. He has a YouTube, he has Instagram, has all that stuff. Hi, Instagram. But we were trying to figure out a way that we could actually build relationships deeper, I guess.
Yeah, meet
Get
people.
to know you guys, because we talk to you every week through here, and you guys have become like family to us, but we never get to put really a face to the name for the most part. Sometimes we can. And so I was trying to think about that, and I started thinking about how people build relationships when they're kind of strangers, and it made me think about our oldest son who works at a college, and he goes out and he's in charge of when they tailgate for the college football games. And I thought, Tools and Tailgates sound kind of neat. So I pitched the idea to him, and
I liked it.
And then it was born.
It was born. So if you don't know, Tools and Tailgates is basically a community event that we put on. Franklin Woodcraft was so generous to let us. They blocked off a portion of their parking lot and just welcomed us. They were amazing. They're always amazing there. I got a little video I'm going to show here, and we'll talk over it a little bit and just let you see what happened at Tools and Tailgates, because it was amazing. Here we go. All right, so this is in Franklin on Saturday, April 27th. If you're on Instagram, you got to go watch it on YouTube. Sorry. But you can see we had quite a big turnout. It was about 100 people. And one of the great things about it was we were at Woodcraft, so you could shop and talk tools. We provided pizza, and they said it was amazing. I didn't get a slice. I never got over there to it. So, but we also had hot dogs. People brought food too. So we had popcorn, cotton candy, nachos. There were games for the kids. We had skee ball, not skeet shooting. We didn't have skee ball there. And you could win prizes and stuff like that. But just a great time. And there was axe throwing, and I was not good at it, but I like to do it. It was fun. I think that was probably the most popular thing, game to play, was the axe throw.
Yeah.
And that was really great. So we had a lot of fun doing that. I think most everybody got a chance to throw some axes at the targets there.
STL didn't, and I didn't.
And I didn't either. Well, I did.
You did.
Yeah. It was great. We also got to meet Odeon. He was a dog there. And then we gave away some cool prizes. Also got to meet a lot of you guys that we've talked to for years on here. So
there's Dina.
Yeah. And then that was just a great event for everybody to come together and be able to talk. And a lot of people talked about that was the best part. They were able to talk to each other, meet each other for the first time, or recognize somebody that they've seen on these chats and things like that. And of course, at the end of the event, we was able to give away some really nice prizes and tools and things like that, and it kind of cap everything off. But there was a lot of people there that I'd never met in person, but I knew that I'd talked to them, over the internet. So this is a really cool time. I thought it was great.
It was a lot of fun. It turned out so much better than we could have even hoped for, because really the whole purpose behind it was truly to get to know you guys, and I feel like that was something we really got to do that day.
Yeah, we definitely did. We got to know a lot of people, and just on a deeper level, and that's what it's all about. It's just coming together, like-minded people coming together and having a good family-friendly good time. And
I think that was what most people took away from it the most, was that they got to talk to other like-minded people. I think.
And thank you to Greg, STL Woodworking. He's on here tonight. He bought a sander while he was there. That's it right there. And there's Greg.
And to Yellow Hammer Woodworks for bringing some lighted letters.
He brought the letters, and a lot of people brought food and snacks, and just drove several hours to get there. A lot of people did. So
everybody was so kind. Like, I really don't think I've ever been a part of any other type of, I don't want to say community again, but that's kind of what it is, group, I guess. Any other group of people that can come together and have so much kindness with so many people at once. You know, I've been a teacher for several years, and I don't think that's ever happened. When you get together with a group of teachers, they're complaining or they're fussing or somebody's mad at somebody.
Cops do that too.
Cops, whatever. But you guys come together and y'all share so much love for one another that it
was amazing,
completely inspiring to watch. And so thank you guys for that.
Matt Bridges says, when we left Tools and Tailgates, we saw a license plate that said Pivot.
Lord.
We'll be doing another one in Kansas City on June 24th, I believe. There's a link in the description of this video. You can go check it out if you want to RSVP or if you just want to find out more information about it. We're also going to do one in September in Houston, August in Atlanta, September and August one. We haven't nailed down a specific date or place yet, but we will. One thing we will certainly be looking for is a way to get these kind of semi-sponsored so that we don't incur the entire cost. This one was great, but it's not something we could do multiple times a year without some type of sponsorship help. And
Yeah,
so I did have somebody reach out and ask to sponsor this one, but I didn't feel that it would be right because it was a competitor to Woodcraft. Woodcraft didn't sponsor it, but they did let us use the parking lot and was just really welcoming to it.
And it may be one of those things where, you know, we only get to do 1 to 2 a year if we don't have sponsors, because they are very costly. However, it was also extremely worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was amazing. I had a good time.
Thank you, Grant Butler. He says, y'all fostered a community unlike any else.
Thank you. Now, while we were there, we did actually did a video inside. I don't know how many people saw me doing it. I tried to pull as many people as I could in there. But basically, I did a video that's going to come out on the channel in a week or so. And I was asking woodworkers questions. So that's going to be neat. So I think that'll be a pretty neat video. Just kind of get a perspective on basically what every woodworker goes through. You know, the similar struggles and successes and things like that. I think a lot of us don't understand that we all kind of follow a similar path a lot of times and we don't even know it. You know, you may have your buddy across the street down there or across town or on the internet that's woodworking, and he's going through a lot of the same, or he or she was going through the same things that you are at your house, and y'all don't know it, you know, and I think that video is going to show that.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it comes across as that. 79 Woodwork says, hate that I was not able to attend. Please schedule another there in Franklin. That's close for me. We do plan on going back there, but it won't be until next year. And our Georgia Peach says, Georgia.
Yeah, we're coming to Georgia in Atlanta in August. And Miss Michelle, we're looking for an indoor event, a venue. I think we have some if we do use the same event planner there. But we'd always be good to have a backup place where but we can gather inside somewhere because it's going to be hot.
The event planner we use, they're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So we're hoping that.
C. Carlson says, I hope you were overwhelmed with the turnout. You deserve it.
We were.
We were. We were very much overwhelmed with the turnout.
We had no clue it was. As a matter of fact, this is going to sound terrible, but I told him leading up to it, I felt like Tools and Tailgate was coming on really, really fast. Because I told him, I said, I'm dreading it. Like before it happened, I said, I'm dreading this. What if it doesn't turn out where people have a good time? Like, I wanted you guys to have a good time.
She wasn't dreading the event more than she was dreading it going wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I was like, I'm a worrier. And so I worried and I stressed and I was like, what are we going to do if it rains? What are we going to do if this? What, you know? And so I was constantly freaking out and worrying about it to the point that I was dreading it. And the day of it, once we got there, I was like, why was I so worried? This is like the best community ever. So, you know, if something happens, it's just like in the workshop. If something happens, you adjust, you adapt and overcome. It's what I did as a teacher. But for some reason, she is just.
Jason Preacher says, got here tad late. How many people showed up for Tools and Tailgates? We had about 100, give or take. Maybe a little more, actually. I didn't stop and count, but it was quite a turnout.
I would say at least.
It was quite a turnout.
Paul, I know, I worry, but
yeah,
I'm that way on everything. You know, our youngest son is graduating college next Friday, and I'm dreading it because I'm worried about something going wrong. I'm worried about, you know, I don't know. I worry about and I need to stop that. I need to start enjoying those moments.
Yeah.
I always enjoy them in the moment, but leading up, I worry. I don't know.
It went quick too. Like I'm almost thinking 4 hours is not long enough because we was there from 10 to 2. I think we wound up leaving around 3ish. But it went
by
like
so fast.
And
then when it was over, when we left, all we kept doing was like, I had so much fun. That was so much fun.
It was a blast. Yeah, we had a blast.
It was.
Nature's Introspective says long time listener and first time in the live chat. Well, welcome.
I
want to say thank you for your channel. Love how you're about faith and give honest opinions regardless of tool getting into woodworking. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Kevin Kane says faith, never waver. Got to have faith. Yep.
What's funny?
I need to do that more.
What's funny about this worrying and faith stuff is when I was leaving the state police to go full time on YouTube, like it was still quite unsure on how things were going to go. I was leaving a career with a full, a steady paycheck, full insurance, full retirement. And like when you leave, like, oh, that's gone. And she never worried once. She's like, just do it. Just do it. I got you. Just do it. Never worried.
Yep. But I am working on that. I think we as people are evolving, constantly within our own selves too, not just as a community and stuff or in our jobs, but personally feel like that's something I'm working on myself. I feel like I'm growing inside, and I'm at least I'm talking about it now. Yeah. Normally I would have never told anybody that I was worried. I would have just worried internally. In silence. Now I'm working on it. So God is in control. You're right, Paul. Oh, Matt Bridges said Woodcraft's clearance table is wipe clean.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I didn't get a chance to peruse it. I had when I went in there to put something down, I saw that there was some Craig stuff and everything else, and I meant to go back and look, and I just never got back in there.
Oh, I need to text Mo real quick. You get quiet if I stop reading.
Mr. Clark says I have a 25 plus and 2,500 square foot place to host Tools and Tailgate in Fort Collins. That's pretty cool.
It is. Jason, where's your mom been?
Carson says, Matt, your story gives me anxiety. I couldn't imagine, but look how it turned out. Fist bump. I mean, I was nervous for a while. There's a video on the channel. If you just search 731 Woodworks Leap of Faith, there's a full story on that. Basically what I was going through at the time, the mentality and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's all God's doing because I was so worried about it, and I was praying and praying and praying, and finally I felt him say, I created the universe. I got this. And at that moment, I had instant peace. And I turned it over to him. And I come in and told her, it was on a Friday. I come in and
said, woke me up.
I said, hey, I'm quitting Monday. And she's like, okay. We did. God is good with work. Says, wow, almost missed the live stream. Had to work late. Well, I'm sorry you had to work late.
Well, come on, then.
Yeah, it's earlier time now. It's I think it's better. We're old, so it's always better to get out a little earlier.
Yeah. Damon, so Mo has, Mia had surgery Wednesday, and she has been really, really weird ever since and needs constant attention, and she's constantly moving and
pawing and touching and everything.
Oh my gosh, Mia, you can't keep doing that. You gotta sit still. Oh my Lord. Her back leg is still wrapped up, and she's just, but Mo has been doing a lot of extra jobs at the school. She's taken on a ton of tutoring, private tutoring. And so she's always got different kids coming in, which means that when she comes home, she kind of secludes herself for the little short time she has to herself. And so that's kind of where she's been. We haven't seen her a whole lot either. So.
Michelle Cochelle says, our first gathering there was a stepping stone. I had faith and continue to expect good things. That was great. That was a great first meet and greet. I felt like it was
so much better than I could have ever imagined. But it was such a God-driven thing for me. Like I saw so much there. And you, young lady. Whew.
Beginner woodworker, Jake Mullins says, beginner woodworker here. Let me know when your neighbor sells their house. I'll double if they're asking the price. They just sold it. Yeah, about a couple months ago.
It took them, I think, less than a week to sell it.
Thank you, Marvin. Appreciate you.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it went quick. And after it was done deal, we said we should have bought it because we're wanting to build across the street or thinking about it. And so we was like, man, we should have bought it.
Yep. That's what I told him. I said, we should have
just bought that. Then I could have just built a shop beside it. That would have been kind of ideal.
Yep.
Dixon says, as a parent whose student receives tutoring at her school, tell Mo, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, did you see what C. Carson said?
Yeah, I just read it.
Oh, I wasn't. Listen, I was
Well,
reading.
missed.
No, I was reading.
Oh.
Did you read the exact same thing I was, or say the?
I didn't
thing
see
said?
this one.
That's what I was talking
Okay.
about.
C. Carson says, I got some stuff going on in life right now. I like the big D, but you're making a believer out of me.
You know, a lot of people put such a negative connotation, and some people believe one way or another when it comes to divorce. You know, some people believe you should never get one, all this stuff.
He may have been talking about Dallas.
I went through one, he went through one, and I was one of those people that always said I never, wanted to do that because I grew up in a home where it was a divorce, a broken home, as they call it. But I can promise you that our home is not a broken home. Our kids grew up in a home full of love. My oldest 2 kids, this is daddy to them. And I don't know. I guess I have you can overcome it, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Don't let people bring you down about it. It sucks. When
I got a divorce when I was 19 years old. Like I got married and divorced
20
while I was 19 years old. It was that fast. And so it was like a 6-month thing. And I thought at the time, I was like, man, nobody's going to ever want a divorce guy. Like, especially a young guy like at 19, like you're just thinking, he's going to be alone forever. I thought I would. Like I really did. And I was like, I thought I was damaged goods basically. And so, and it sucked at 19 to be divorced. Like you didn't like it. I didn't like it. Like it just didn't sit well, but after a little time you realize, well, I knew I shouldn't have married her. When I was getting married before I went up to the altar, a friend of mine was like, let's leave. We can go out the back door. Nobody's going to know. I'll take you to Florida. We'll just have a week's vacation there. We'll just hang out. And I honestly wanted to leave. And I knew I was making a mistake when I did it, but I was already there.
It's funny. He and I got married in the same church 6 months apart.
Yep.
To our first spouses. Went to church together. Me with my first husband, him with his first wife.
True story.
Sat across the aisle from each other.
But we never spoke or anything.
It's so funny. And I couldn't afford a wedding dress for my first wedding. So the person who loaned me a wedding dress was his ex-wife's family. Like they lived together. They were cousins or sisters or something. So it's a bunch of weird stuff there. God works in mysterious ways.
And then years later we meet. Or get set up on a blind date.
It was not years later.
It was a couple years later.
It was not years later.
Yeah.
Well, you were divorced before I was.
Exactly.
I was divorced the month you and I started dating.
Exactly. I snatched you up while she was on the open market.
I like that, Dixon's. Every story is written differently. Divorce is only one chapter. There you go. Exactly. We are completely off target here.
Oh.
Tools and Tailgates.
Tangent alert.
Dang it. Stephanie
Nature's
used to put
Introspective
my
says, I was a
there.
very popular YouTube channel in sports, Troxel Sports Streams, and looking to pivot because the numbers are not the same. Was near a fatal accident. Oh, man. Near a fatal accident in Michigan in 2020.
Dang.
I'm glad you come out of that, man.
That's crazy. Yes, he's my rebound.
I'm proud to be the rebound. I'm all right with that.
That's funny.
I'm okay with that. I really am.
Carson said, I'm sorry, let's talk about 2 befores. That's okay. It's okay to share stories sometimes, right?
Thin Red Blue Line on Instagram says he's been working on American flags for fallen police officers and firefighters. It's a very honorable thing to be doing. He says he's working on a Boston police one right now.
Oh, my Lord. She's down here digging. If y'all hear
scratching
that,
on you.
It's Mia.
Tools and Tailgates. That's our conversation. Thank you, Matt. Getting us back on track.
That's a nice red face, Amy.
Did you get embarrassed?
My face tells off on me.
What happened? What'd you get embarrassed by? The rebound?
No. I don't know. That's funny. Hey, Evan. Evan's Workshop's on here. Tools and Tangents. That's our conversation.
If y'all don't know Evan, go check him out. Young man's doing awesome work over there.
Yes. Evan's Workshop. He is awesome. We have so many young ones.
We do. Met several come to Tools and Tailgates.
Caleb, yeah, and then the brothers that I don't know if I got their name, but they won.
Yeah. 3D CNC on Instagram says, I can't wait for the Kansas City Tools and Tailgates. If you go to 731woodworks.com/tools and tailgates, all the event information will be there. Cross and Miter says, what's the worst tool purchase you've made?
Ooh.
That's interesting. Let me know in the chat what's the worst one you've made. Let me think.
While you do that, Nature's Introspection said, Miss 731, it's all good. I married my wing woman 12 years later and still strong.
It's awesome.
Gosh, we're coming up on 25 years.
It's 25 years. We've been together 25 years in July this year. Married 24. Yep.
It's a long time.
Sure live. See? Got on the rebound. Still kept it. I didn't drop the ball again. She ain't getting a rebound again. Nope. Worst tool purchase I made. Man.
Any you regret? Absolutely regret.
That's
a hard
probably one. Like I got a 5 tools I regret buying video on the channel. If I had it to do over again, cross the miter, I would probably, I wouldn't say it's the worst tool purchase I made, but it's one I would do different, and that's my dust collection. I got the Laguna P-Flux dust collector. I like it. It works, but I think that for me in my shop, I think the Oneida would probably be a better choice for me. And I've just looked at them, and I've talked to some of them at trade shows and stuff like that, but no official like conversation or anything about a sponsorship or anything like that. I'm not looking for that. But the Oneida system just looks like a better option for a garage shop. I guess what I'm getting at.
The Crippled Stud says that his worst one is the one he hasn't made yet.
That's funny.
Does that mean you love everything you've purchased, though? Steve Williams said his is a Ryobi track saw.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the Ryobi track saw. I think they could have done a better job with that. And had they done a better job with it, it would have been, even if they had raised the price $50 and they had to put $50 more R&D into it to make it better, it would have been better in the long run. I think.
Tina says, hi, I'm a new lady woodworker.
Hey,
woodworker is a stretch, is what she said.
If you, all it takes is cut the wood and put the wood together. Mm-hmm. That's all you got to do.
You just may be a beginning woodworker.
May have been a beginner.
But you're still a woodworker. Yep. Speaking of, I wish we had brought it in here. We got the coolest little chicken made out of wood.
Yeah.
We got so many cool things.
We did.
Somebody brought us a little wood board that's got a cheese cutter on it. That thing is neat as it can be. And then I picked out a log. Somebody brought 2 different logs for us to choose from. And what was really funny is it matched the decor in our hotel perfectly.
It did.
And so when we took it back in, I told them, I said, when we leave tomorrow, they're going to think we're stealing some of their decor, but this is my log. Like, I took my log out of that hotel. I didn't want to.
Cross the Miter says the worst one he bought was the Craig Rip Cut. It doesn't replace a track saw as claimed, and it's not accurate. It's interesting. I haven't tried that. Rip Cut? Is it the Rip Cut I tried? AccuCut, Rip Cut. I did have a Rip Cut I used for a long time. At the very end of the cut, it does go whoop if you're not careful.
Paul Ellis said, mine is buying a tool that I want, thinking that it's what I need.
Yeah. Now, I've done that a few times. I bought a few tools that I thought I was going to need, and I just really didn't.
And somebody said, Marvin Huddleston said, my best are the hundreds I've bought since watching Matt.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm not giving up on belt sander races. Now, that would be fun. Belt sander races. That would be cool.
That would be fun.
Cordless one would win, though, right? Depending on how long the track is.
Oh, Steve was not saying that was his worst purchase. He said, no, I meant Matt's review of the Ryobi sent over. He was saying maybe that was your worst.
Yeah. I didn't buy that, though, so that's why I didn't say that. They sent that over.
I got you, Mr. Steve.
I bought the Grizzly track saw, and I wasn't impressed with it.
Just laying against the wall again.
For cutting sheet goods is fine. Anything else, it's just not that great.
Crippled Stud said AccuCut XL is terrible. And then Debbie Hill says worst tool is Craig AccuCut. Doesn't fit all circular saws. Are those same 2 things?
AccuCut and Rip Cut, they're similar but different. Oh. AccuCut XL says it's terrible. I've never used it. Maybe I need to do a ruthless review on it.
RNAC going broke listening to you.
Keep listening. I got you. AccuCut. So let me see this thing.
What do you
$89 Craig AccuCut or the $179? The XL? Should I buy the XL or the regular heck you could. Let me know in the comments.
Dennis, that's cool. He said, Dennis Huddleston said, I was divorced after 13 years of marriage, found my soulmate here in West Virginia, and have been married for 40 years now. Praise the
Congrats,
Lord.
man.
That's awesome.
Cross the Miter says, I hope Craig is listening.
So what's wrong with it?
They say it's not accurate.
That?
Yeah. It's got a lot of reviews. 2,000 reviews on that thing. Man.
You don't have it?
No, I've never used that one.
You should buy it and try it.
I know. So I was thinking maybe a ruthless review is in order.
I gave him the idea of ruthless reviews.
She did.
I don't know if y'all like those. If you don't like them, shh, it's his fault for listening to me. If you do like them, you're welcome.
That's hilarious. I did just buy the Craig track saw again. Now, last time I bought it was like, well, I got it sent to me last time. It was like a couple to 2.5 years ago or something. It's been a long time. It was the first track saw I've used. Somebody commented and said, well, since you've been using so many track saws, why don't you try the Craig track saw again now that you've had experience with all these other ones, Festool and Milwaukee and Grizzly and Win and every other one on the sun other than Makita. I was like, it's a good idea. So I bought it. And I'm going to review it, see how I like it.
Damon said that we can plug 2 belt sanders into a surge protector, flip the switch to turn them on simultaneously, and then that will be the new Final Four bracket.
I like it. Damon, you're in charge of the belt sander races.
In Houston.
Houston.
I think we could do something with these.
Mm-hmm. Straight edge and circular saw works for now. Paul, I've used the straight edge and circular saw for a long time, and it worked just all right. I didn't have any issues with it. The only thing that I would occasionally have issues with is if I was trying to rip a full 8-foot piece down, right in the middle. It was my straight edge though, but right in the middle, it would kind of bow in a little bit if I was putting too much pressure on there. But you could take some double stick tape and put right there in the middle, fixes that issue all day long.
Steve said, I was married to my first wife for 15 miserable years, and I had been happily married to my wife for almost 30 years this time.
I'm not laughing at you. That was funny, though.
You doubled the time, yeah. You said that in a funny way. He's probably learned to laugh about it. 15 is a long time to be married to somebody and be miserable.
Yeah, it is.
15 years is a long time.
The cripple stud, man, I thought you was with us. You're either with us or you're against us.
Why would he do?
I'll invite OSHA to the belt sander races. And OSHA don't play around. Don't do that.
They don't. He used to be OSHA certified. That's what he used to do for a job.
I was a safety man on construction site. Yeah. Nobody liked me. Then I was a cop. Nobody liked me. I was a firefighter for a little while, and everybody liked you.
Now you're a content creator. Most people don't like you.
It's a mixed bag there.
No, not most people. There's only a few. But it was just funnier to say most. I was lying.
How about racing belt sanders on ice? That'd be fun.
That would be. Somebody said they'd rather just watch you chase it once it started.
That'd be fun.
A cordless one.
Yeah. Maybe blow out a knee or something. That'd be awesome.
I tried to get him to race some kids that were there from track.
I ain't racing my boots.
And he wouldn't. He chickened out.
What's the best value non-bench bandsaw? Rikon, man. I love the Rikon. I think, is it still on sale? Acme Tools had it on sale for like $1,200 a couple weeks ago, and it's probably still on sale if I had to guess, but it's going to go off sale soon. I like that one. My friend has a Laguna, 14-inch bandsaw he likes. I like my Rikon, so that's one I would. But that's one I got. So
Steve said they all like you.
I appreciate you, Steve. I really do.
Steve shares some of the funniest things on Facebook. He cracks me up. That's funny.
So when I was a state trooper, I was a field training officer, and we got a new guy come in. He come out of troop school, rookie, and we're sitting in the captain's office, and the captain goes through his spiel. Well, and he looks at me and says, "You got anything to tell this rookie?" And the rookie was a firefighter before he became a trooper. And I said, "People don't like you no more." He's used to riding around in a fire truck and people wave at you.
And they flip you off instead of wave at you. He got flipped off so many times.
It was a daily occurrence.
Sometimes he was in the car with me. He wasn't even in uniform. I'm like, dude, dang.
It was pretty regular. Matter of fact, when I had just first started, I was driving down the road, and I was passing this house, and this little kid about 8, 9 years old, standing in the yard. And as I looked over, he flips me the bird. And I was like, this kid just flipped me the bird. And so I was like, if I'd done that when I was a kid, go ahead. Super chat.
That's from Michael Mason. He said, penalty for showing up late. Just got home from work. Hi from Lil Becca and the Mason clan. And he's talking about that. Hey, Lil Becca.
I turned that car around and pulled in that driveway. And I got out, which you probably shouldn't do that. And I got out and I said, was you flagging me down? His eyes be, no, sir. I said, I swear you was waving at me, want me to stop. No, I wasn't. I said, I was just checking.
That's funny.
What's my thoughts on the Hercules table saw? I haven't used it.
They were not flipping you off. They were telling you were number one.
Number one. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the Hercules table saw, dual bevel sliding? Myer saw for beginning woodworking. I haven't used them, but I've heard really, really good things about them. I really have. On both the newer table saw with the rack and pinion fence. Make sure it's the newer one. And then honestly, I've messed around with the table saw a little bit, or the miter saw, and it looks and feels a whole lot like the DeWalt DW779 or DW780. What's the matter?
She got hurt.
Well,
Coda stepped on her leg.
Goodness. This is Charlie. Super chat.
Thank you, Paul Ellis says, for Tools and Tailgates, thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you, man.
For what you do.
It's great to see you there again.
You want your daddy, don't you?
Commercial. Oh.
Nope. She wants her sis back. She all right? The boy dog stepped on her, and it's a whole thing. I told you we're outnumbered.
We are. We are.
We need Lil Becca to come and
we need some help
and babysit the pups for us.
She would make a great babysitter.
I bet she would.
Checking Instagram, see if I get it.
Yeah, she looks a lot like a whippet.
Gilby, you're wrong. He's on Instagram. He says Georgia has the best looking state patrol cars. That is not true. Arkansas State Police has the best looking state trooper cars.
Is this?
This is
some kind of like man thing where. Why does that matter?
Oh, it matters.
And the hat.
What time is it?
Oh, it's 1 minute past.
Damon was late.
Dang. Hey, you know what time it is?
Power tip time.
No, it's not. It's past.
Oh.
Actually, power tip time used to be 7:30, so technically we're 59 minutes early, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the power tip is
come to Tools and Tailgates.
Come to Tools and Tailgates. That was really great, man. I can't thank you guys enough. The ones that was able to come. I know not everybody can because it's sometimes too far or just you can't get off work or whatever. But it was amazing. Like being able to meet everybody or see everybody again. Some people we know and just be able to just fellowship. Like it was a great time just to be able to talk and get to know people a little more or get to know them for the first time. Just share a community, and it was just so awesome. It's awesome. It was just great. So, power tip is if you're able to come to the next one, please come. We would love to see you there. It costs you nothing other than time and maybe a little gas if you're driving. But we're having one in Kansas City in June 24th. There's a link in the description, or go to 730moonworks.com/tools and tailgates. There's a list of places we're going to be this year. We want to do it again next year. We're going to try to line up some other things going forward. But man, I would like to kind of evolve this into a really cool event.
Absolutely. Welcome to the One Reporter Supporter Club.
Welcome.
Uncle Jim the Tank.
Uncle Jim the Tank. I like that name.
Oh, Uncle Jim the Tank.
I like it.
I had to read it slow so I could see because it's all together. I mess up stuff. And Yellowhammer said that Alyssa still does not have her voice.
Seriously?
He said she's probably about to start flipping them off since she doesn't get her voice back soon because I can't understand. You are awful at her hand signals. David's awful at reading sign there.
He's not a good sign language.
You are not. You just got to step up your game, David. His wife, Yellowhammer, would... him and his wife, David and Alyssa Clay, they were at Tools and Tailgates, but his wife, Alyssa, had absolutely no voice, not even a whisper, like none. It was awful. So she didn't get to talk to anybody. She just had to listen to people all day long.
Gasoline Boot says, Georgia absolutely has the best looking highway patrol vehicles. Why else would I have ridden in there? He should get some kind of reward for the best comment of the night. That's awesome. Aprilla says, hey, you two, nice to see you. I'm working
Aprilla.
one of your own now. Sorry that you're working during this time, Aprilla. We do miss seeing you.
Yellowhammer said, I'm terrible at it. Yes, you are.
George Whitland says, I don't see Atlanta in August. I haven't added that on there. That's on me. But yeah, we're going to do one in August when we come to IWF.
What's funny, we had made reservations to eat at a restaurant in called Urban Grub. Anyway, David and Alyssa with Yellowhammer were at Bar Taco, which is next door.
Go to Bar
We
Taco.
ordered some oysters at Urban Grub. They were good, but we started really wanting. They were expensive too. I just saw the receipt today, and so we decided to go ahead and go next door to Bar Taco, and they were in there. And poor Alyssa, she wanted some more of their chips, and their chips are about this big around. They're fried tortillas that you break.
They're amazing.
The waiter walked by, and Alyssa looked at him and did this. She was
True
giving
story.
hand signals to the waiter that walked by.
And nobody knew what she was talking about except her. She translated.
I think the waiter knew too.
Oh, maybe they did.
But yeah, she did that, and I was like, chips. She needs chips. David just don't understand her hand signals at all.
That's hilarious. Dennis, what's the closest you get to Los Angeles? I don't know if we're going to get out there this year, but I would love to get back out there soon. We love Los Angeles. We went out there
Alyssa said he knew.
Did he? Oh,
uh-huh.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah.
We don't have one planned for the Los Angeles area, but we do want to get back out there for sure because we like it.
Mm-hmm. That was so funny though. Alyssa, you're so cute doing your sign language.
We have not tried McNamara's.
McNamara's
in Atlanta. In Nashville.
Mm-mm. Urban Grub. So our Uber driver told us about it. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It really was.
But after we got it,
I
was like, it's good, but
it's not pork belly tacos,
and it's not Bar Taco, and we were right beside Bar Taco, and so we got put on the waiting list, and luckily, Dave and Alyssa were still in there, so we got to sit with them.
Yellowhammer said, "Good."
Aprilla, welcome to our 1 to 6 Supporter Club.
Welcome. If you're a channel member,
STL said what?
No. Yellowhammer says Matt looked at me and said he was waiting for me to translate.
Oh, David said that. I was looking at STLs.
Oh, it's an Irish pub. Matt Bridges.
Oh, we like
McNamara's.
Irish pubs.
Is that in the Gulch area?
Wait,
if so, we did eat
the
there.
one we ate at.
I think we did eat there. Yeah.
If it's the one that we ate at, that place was huge. Amazing fish and chips.
See Carlson, yeah, I've done a few pit maneuvers in my day.
Yeah, I hated it when he did those.
Pork belly tacos.
Okay, Dennis, pork belly tacos. He said ? I don't know how to say the birria tacos or what do you call them? The dipping tacos.
Those are good.
Those things are
pork belly
amazing. But I promise you, if you eat the pork belly tacos,
they're glazed pork belly tacos at Bar Taco,
and they're completely rendered. There's
they would change
fat.
your life. They would literally change your life.
They're not chewy like some pork belly.
They're not
can be.
fatty pork belly. Like it is amazing.
So
amazing.
Good. Their steak and kimchi is good too, though.
It's awesome.
But the birrias, or however you say them,
those are amazing.
Those are good too. I like those.
You weren't supposed to make those pit maneuvers on the way to church.
That's right. Yeah, Yellowhammer, he likes all their tacos. They are good.
Very good. Very good. All right, well, that was Tools and Tailgates for 2024 in Franklin, Tennessee.
Inaugural.
We did get some magnets made. Somebody made some magnets and brought to us there for the inaugural. Thank you for doing that.
And handed them
out. So that was awesome. So if you were there and got you a magnet, you have the inaugural magnet for Tools and Tailgates.
Hey, the Crippled Stud said anyone in the North Carolina area needs to try John G's barbecue. Said that I wanted to cry. It was so good. That's the way Bar Taco is. Welcome to our 2 Before Supporter Club, Doug Stubbs.
Welcome, Doug. If you joined tonight on the 2 Before Nation live stream before this one, you'll be able to go back and watch it now that you're a member. In the link, there's a link in the description. You can get you a free sticker.
And I know a lot of you have filled that out. I will get those out this week.
Steve says, how do you always wind up talking about food? We're hungry.
Because we
like to eat.
When we travel, we don't travel to go see sights or any of that. we travel to eat.
We do.
We like to try new stuff. We live in Monticello, Arkansas, y'all. We have 4 Mexican restaurants and Taco Bell. I mean, come on.
That's it.
We travel to eat.
We like eat.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, I mean, we got McDonald's and stuff too, but we don't eat fast food. So.
Thought you already ate supper. We did eat supper. We eat supper at 3:30 in the afternoon every night, every day, almost every day.
I have been cooking it a little bit later here.
3:30. And I'm okay with it. I like it.
I've been cooking it a little bit later, and I fed him a lot tonight. So I cooked some good food.
She always cooks good food.
It was good. All right. STL gifted 10
Oh, wow. Thank you,
memberships.
man. Appreciate
So let's
you,
see
brother.
who all gets those. Matt Bridges, Yellowhammer, God is Good, Gasoline Boots, Ginger Justice, Ross Huge, Stephen Leppo, Brad B. Bill and Fallon, Dan Pompey.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, STL.
Welcome.
And welcome. Y'all fill that out. I'll get everything sent out. It's supper in Maine. Yeah.
Supper.
Supper time around here, too. I can't do it because she's right here. If we clap our hands together, Mia knows that it's time to pray to eat. And
she comes a-running.
She comes a-running. She comes running. Yeah. It's a southern thing. Come a-running.
Come a-running.
Oh, like a hurricane a-coming.
A storm a brewing.
Oh, gosh. We need to get off here.
All right. We'll catch y'all next week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good night,
thank you all who come out to Tools and Tailgates. If you want to check out Tools and Tailgates, 731woodworks.com/Tools and Tailgates for more information. I haven't got all the dates on there, but the next one coming up is Kansas City in June. So check that out.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.
See ya. Bye. Bye, Instagram.